all of them here today. Trust me, we're going to spend the entire of the day here. So we decided to, unpick some of those programs so they show you what they've been up to. And we have participants from the business analytics track, the agile project management track, and our team of instructors are from leading global top companies like Apple.
Hi, Sophia, you're muted. No, we still can't hear you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, now we can.
Oh, okay. All right, great. Thank you very much. All right. So I was saying we have our team of instructors from leading global companies like Microsoft, McKinsey, and a lot. To bring their experience. That's what they do day in, day out. They bring it to the classroom to you. They give you firsthand what they do at their own workplace and let you know this is how it is done in real life. So that way, it's very easy for you to just settle in and just understand what is in the tech world. Okay, so you're getting real world experience thing that you're getting in here. All right. So moving forward, I will be letting you know about what we the others that we here as well. Okay. And can we still hear me, please?
Hello, everyone. All right. So, Sophia has been able to give us, a solid introduction to who Analytics is. Now, for those of us that have not had any prior conversations or interactions with Analytics, this is who we are. We're a global brand, that are training people who are interested in getting into the tech space, and we have premium trainings as well as top-notch facilitators and trainers that would take you through your 6 month period of training with us here at Tenalytics. Now, in today's session, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to have a showcase, and we're going to have some of our participants that have gone through the training coming up to share a bit of their experience, share a bit of the work that they've done while they were with us here at Analytics. All right. And yeah, it's going to be an awesome session. So just give me a quick moment to share my screen, and we'll dive right into this. All right. So we've gotten a brief introduction to who exactly Tenalytics is. All right. Now we have Sofiat, who was just speaking to us a moment ago. Hello, Sofiat. Would you like to introduce yourself? Hello, Sofiat.
All right. Hi, Joe. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, please go
All
on.
right. So what you do is just keep sharing the screen, please. I'm having
Yeah, sure.
difficulty. Sharing the screen. All right. Thank you. All right. So as I was saying, I already gave a brief introduction about what we do. And, part of the people that are here at Analytics, as you can see, is me. And you also have Jed as well. And what do I do? You're wondering, okay, she's here at Analytics. What does she do? So my name is Sophia Tadeyojo, and I'm a passionate educator. I have a diverse background in product management, end-to-end administration, and agile project management. So if you definitely join our project management track, you definitely find me in there. I'll be walking you step by step. I'll be holding you by your hands and ensure that you actually get, value for your money. At the end of the day, you land that, oil and gas money, that tech job. All right. And I have close to half a decade of experience in the world of technology and management. So I serve as a data associate for the Agile Project Management and Scrum Master program here at Analytics. And I've been very instrumental in helping individuals navigate the complex tech space. I make sure that it's not complex to you. I make sure that you understand the nitty-gritty. I make you know that it's nothing too serious. It is what you do day in, day out. It is what you live. Tech is what you do every day. Okay. All right. And I'll be ensuring that I guide you to success, embodying you and into your respective data-driven path, provide you support, that human interaction. There's someone you can call on to at every given point in time. And I have a strong commitment to career transformation. And I've been able to successfully onboard and mentor over 200 individuals. And we've helped them with the help of Tenalytics as well, and a large team of instructors transition successfully into tech and secure meaningful job opportunities. So the next person we have here is my colleague that you're seeing on the screen, and he will be introducing himself as well. Hi, Jed.
All right. Hello everyone. Now, I mean, you can see the face already. We've been talking already, so I'll try to, really keep this brief. My name is Jedi Daya Usara. I currently lead the data science team here at Analytics. I have nearly half a decade of experience within the tech space, especially with data science, machine learning, and AI engineering. And I have a wealth of experience working with organizations across the US, UK, Canada, especially in the industries like banking, healthcare, tech, automobile, and the likes of them. So I have a wealth of experience, training people who are interested in getting into the tech space, as well as actually working in the industry. And I'll be bringing this wealth of experience in the classroom as well as on the job to your training experience and even to today's session. All right. So trust me, it's going to be a wonderful one. And I'm really looking forward to the interactions that we're going to have this evening.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Jed. Okay. So you're wondering, now we have two people here. I'm sure that when you saw the flyer to this session, you saw quite a number of people. So you're wondering, okay, is it just going to be Jed? Is it just going to be Sophia? We have a whole lot more to unpack here today. Okay. So what are we going to do today? I told you it's a project showcase session, and we are going to be revealing what our participants have been up to for the past 3 months that they've been here. So the first thing, the reason as to why we are here is you listen to our students. You see them talk about what they've been up to. You see them talk about all their endeavors, all the successful things that they've been able to do within just 2 months. All right. And the next thing is you get to know the in-demand tech skills and which one suits you. It's a thing to have tech skills that are in demand, and it's another thing to know the one that actually resonates with you, the one that speaks to your need, the one that speaks to your background, the one that speaks to your experience, the one that speaks to what you'd like to thrive in. So we'll definitely be, tailoring your needs to the tech skills that actually fits you, to the in-demand tech skills that fits you, so that you know where to feel, the spots to feel. Okay. So what you want to do after our students are done, you don't want to leave the session just yet. You want to stay back so that you're able to be like our students that will be presenting, and you get to know the tech skill that actually fits you. Okay. And after that, you're still wondering what next. We will be letting you know, showing you more success stories, all right, aside the students, people that have been able to actually get jobs doing what they will be showing you. Okay. And at the end of the day, it's festive period. As we have, Santa doing bonanzas here and there, we at Analytics, we also have, a special discount for you and upcoming course and how you can definitely get in and be like one of those people that you will be seeing today, sharpen your skills and get into the new oil and gas. All right. So moving forward, the next thing will be the live presentations. So I'll just get right into it already. And we have two of our participants in here. As I mentioned earlier, I told you we have them from two specific tracks, okay? And we have them from the business analysis track and we have them from the agile project management track. So the first person we have is Aisha Utman, and the second person is Stephen Omodu. All right, Aisha, Stephen, please kindly confirm that you are here with me just before we get right into it already.
Hi, Sophia.
Hello, Aisha. All right,
Hi,
good to know.
Sophia.
I can't see you just yet. All right. Hi, Aisha, you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, great. Okay. All right, Stephen, are you here as well?
Yes, I am. How you doing, Sophia?
I'm very well. I trust you're doing great as well. Okay,
Um,
so we'll just get right into it already. So Stephen would like to take the lead and you just, annotate your screen and let us know what you have been up to. So you have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Sophia. Let me share my screen here. So, hello, everybody. My name is Stephen Imodu. I'm currently residing in the United States. I am part of the Tenalytics Agile Project Manager Management Program, and I'll be presenting one of the projects that we completed during class sessions. Just give me a minute here. Let me share my screen. Let's see. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, your screen is visible, Stephen.
All
You can
right,
get
thank
started.
you. All right. So one of the projects we worked on was Rapid Drops Logistics Company. Um, the agenda is going to be introduction of the project, introduction of team members, which would be me. We're going to be presenting the business case, the project charter, and the work breakdown structure. All right. Rapid Drop Logistics is it's transforming last mile delivery in Kenya, navigating the complexities of e-commerce with innovative solutions. We are on a mission to enhance efficiency and elevate customer satisfaction. The problem, Rapid Drops lacks a centralized digital system to support dispatching, routing, tracking, and communication with riders and customers. To maintain our competitive edge and meet growing demand, Rapid Drop must deploy a unified logistics management system that automates operations and significantly improves the customer experience. The executive summary, they are currently experiencing rapid operational growth, handling over 8,000 deliveries across Nairobi, Mombasa, and Kisumu. Their manual process is no longer scalable. The timeline is 5 months with a budget of $250,000. The expected gains is financial growth, customer satisfaction, and trust. The problem statement. So they currently have manual processes that are causing delay. They have delivery errors and slow cash settlements, customers reduce customer satisfaction, and there's a need for a scalable digital system. The proposed solution, we plan on creating a unified web and mobile LMS with real-time GPS tracking, centralized operations control, customer and merchant dashboards, automated rider assignments, automated payments and settlements. And for the goals and objectives, the goal is to deliver a LMS improving speed, accuracy, and experience, 25% faster turnaround in 3 months, 20% fewer failed deliveries in Q1, 95% settlement accuracy in 2 months, and an 80% active rider app usage in 30 days. The cost estimates, these are the budgets we're allocating. For personnel, it's going to be 80,000. For software, 60,000. The hardware and infrastructure is 50,000. Training and change management, 15,000. Consulting and professional services, $20,000. And for contingency plans, we have 25,000. For financial benefits, administrative efficiency savings about 15 to 20 hours per week. Reduction of overtime by 10%, return on investment to break even in 2 months, and delivery error reduced by 80% with barcode scanning and potential premium delivery offering as well. The
Hi, Stephen.
non-financial
Can you
benefit.
hear me? Hello,
Yes.
Stephen. All right. So
Yes.
please kindly turn on your camera. I would like to, put a face to
Oh,
the beautiful voice that we are
I'm
hearing.
sorry. I
Right.
apologize. All right.
That's
Let
fine.
me see here. Oh, man. Just give me 1 minute. Sorry.
That's all right.
Okay, can you guys see me?
All right. I can't see you just yet. Hi, Jed. Can
Can
you
you
see
see?
this?
Yes, yes, I can.
All right. So I guess it's from my hand. Okay. All right. So
Please
Stephen, you
go on.
can go ahead. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you. So for the non-financial benefits, we're going to have improved delivery performance, increased administrative team efficiency, and strong merchant trust. For the risk and mitigations, we have low tech skills, and we're going to mitigate that by training. For one of the other risks is dev delays. We're implementing milestones and sprint reviews. And then for the bugs, we have phased QA testing. And then with API calls, we have optimization and pricing. For the project charter, again, the name is Rapid Drop Logistics Management Project. Description is develop a mobile and web logistics system enabling delivery efficiency, cash on delivery automation, and secure payment integration. The sponsors was Sophia and Timmy, who happened to be our coordinator and professor. I am the project manager, and my teammates that I worked on the projects with, their names are below. All right, so the reason for the project. Rapid Drops operation has scaled from a 500 to 800 parcel a day operation to 8,000, creating strain on their WhatsApp-based dispatch, manual phone coordination with riders, and Excel-driven cash on delivery reconciliation. The project objective plan to deploy the LMS within 5 months, reduce delivery time by 25%, fully automate cash on delivery reconciliations, deliver analytics and reporting dashboards. So the project scope. The project scope is going to cover LMS platform development, customer tracking portal, delivery mobile application, reporting dashboards. What's out of scope is we're not doing a nationwide rollout. We're not integrating the HR or payroll system integration. We're not doing any e-commerce store development. The riders are going to provide their own devices, and we're not also providing long-term maintenance beyond stabilization. The milestones. So we have our project kickoff, which include the team onboarding that's going to be completed by January 15th of 2026. The design completion, which is the UI UX approval phase, January 28, 2026. The front and back end development, which is integration of design, to be completed by March 25th, 2026. The alpha release, which consists of internal testing, due date for that to be completed was March 28, 2026. Beta release, which is external testing, April 15, 2026. And then the final launch, which will be App Store release by May 15, 2026. The assumptions, stakeholders provide feedback within 2 business days. GPS and payment API will be available and functional. Development tools and cloud resources to be available as well. The constraints, budget $250,000. The timeline is 5 months. Resources, we use nearly a 5-man deployment team. And then the key deliverables, the LMS platform, the admin dashboard, the backend infrastructure, payments integration, and documentation. And then the breakdown will be team onboarding, the UI UX approval, integration of design, internal testing, and external testing. The risk we have high, medium, and low. For the high risk, we have App Store approval delays, which could impact the launch dates. For the medium risk, we have payment integration challenges, possible API compliance issues. And then for the low risk, we have limited beta testers, which may impact real user feedback. Our success metrics, we're looking at success for us based on this project at 100% completion of scope features, at least 90% uptime post launch, and 80% customer satisfaction. Also providing accurate real-time GPS tracking across all deliveries, successful API integration with partners. And then we have our work breakdown structure, which covers from our project initiation all the way to our testing and launch. The project initiation helps us identify our stakeholders, both internal and external. Also covers the scope definition. And then we move on to the planning, which covers our risk mitigations, project charter, milestones, and cost allocation. And then you go to design, which covers your design approval, your framework, your merchant integration, and then you go to development, which covers your backend development, your API integrations, dashboard development, tracking portal, backups, and then you go to your testing and your launch, which you do. You test your plan, you test your strategy, you fix bugs if needed, and you submit your project for approval, and then launch your project. Questions? Any questions?
Hello,
Thank
can you
you.
hear
Thank
me?
you. Yes, I can hear you now,
All right,
Sophia.
that was
Thank you.
really awesome. I was literally, smiling from chin to chin, hearing you say project chatter, API integration, all this, buzzwords. A lot of people call it buzzwords, but for we that we're in tech, we
Yeah.
understand that these things are basic things, all right? So one thing I would
Yes.
ask you is, while you were on this project,
Yeah.
what was the most critical decision you made as a project manager and why? A lot of people think that project management is just, you're managing a project. So at that point, what was, a tech inclined decision that you had to make as a project manager, and why did you make that decision?
I think for me, it was more along the lines of utilizing all the systems that I have in my arsenal, right? So with me and my team, we use like Trello boards to make sure we keep track of all the timelines to make sure we're able to deliver on the projects. We use Slacker for communication. We were constantly using Google Meets for, meetings and things of that nature because I was working with people from different regions, so then different time zones. Some people were in Nigeria, some in the UK. So it was very important for me to try to keep everybody, together. So, for example, the Trello boards came in handy because sometimes I'll be probably at home sleep and somebody's working on the project, and once they complete it, when I go to my Trello board, it tells me, okay, this part has been done. I need to focus on the next piece. So, just being able to use all these tools was very, very, very instrumental for me.
All right, that's very, very interesting. All right. Okay, so I was going to ask other people in the comments to ask you questions while I'm asking you questions, but I already see one question in the chat box. So
Okay.
before I take that question, and that's to the audience, right? If you have any questions for Stephen, you want to put that in the chat box. All right. So Stephen, as I said, it was very, very impressive listening to you. So how would you describe your skill level as at when you joined the program compared to now, right now? And what part of the program is it? The mentorship session? Is it the actual learning, your Saturday classes? Is it the drop-in session? Or the learning management system? What part of it do you really find exciting? What part of it is intriguing for you? What part of it makes you say, you know what, I'm not missing this. I want to go back to it. So,
So
I said a
for
federal of
me,
things, right? Which one stands out for you?
okay, so for me, first off, my skill level, coming in to the program, I would say it was more, I'll put it more from a confidence level rather than say skill level, okay? Because when you hear project management,
All right.
a lot of it you hear about is more on the tech side, IT base and all of that. And it gets overwhelming because you're like, okay, I don't have the skills to be able to do this. But coming in and going through the program, you realize some of these skills you already have. It's just having that confidence to do it, that comes into play. For me, one of the things that's been very instrumental is both the mentorship sessions, the weekly drop-in sessions, and the class. Because I mean, our professor in class, he I like the way he takes the class. He doesn't give you the answer. He lets you think. He comes up with the project that we're going to be working, or the case study that we're going to be working on, and he just throws questions out there and have you go ahead and think about it. And that's the for me, it's a very good way for me to learn because I learn by doing. You know, if you talk all day and you tell me, I might grab one or two things, but the moment I start doing it, it becomes repetitive for me. So I think all of that, the mentorship, the midweek check-ins, and even the weekend classes has been very instrumental for me.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Stephen. So now this is to our audience. If you have questions for Stephen, you will put that in the chat box. All right. So Kemi says she would like to know, or he would like to know, if you're new to project management or you've done it previously, because he or she must say that your presentation was very good. All right. So Stephen,
Thank you,
are
thank
you
you,
new
thank
to
you.
project management or you've been with you before?
So I am new to
Hi.
project management.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay,
you. I can hear you. Please go ahead.
so I am new to project management when it comes to, you know, the whole methodology, right? But my background has been in operations. I'm an operations manager by trade. So I'm used to kind of doing presentations and giving feedbacks and things to upper level management. So that I guess from a perspective of project management, I'm new, but I'm also like in the management, as a profession. So
Right. Right. I understand that. Thank you very much for that, Stephen. As I said, and as Kemi also said, your presentation was absolutely awesome. Thank you very
thank you,
much.
thank
And
you, thank
cheers
you.
more. I know that you're going to, excel. And next time we are bringing you in on here, it's going to be, session of how you got a job within, before the end of your program. I'm so certain about that because your level of dedication, I must say, is very, very admirable. Well done, Stephen,
Thank you.
and that'll be all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, all right then. So the next person, okay, Stephen, please don't go yet. I believe a lot of people actually enjoyed what you presented. So we have questions. All right, Eric, how
Okay.
long did the training take? All right, so Eric, Stephen is currently not done. He's still in the training. This is his third month,
Hmm.
right? Am I correct? Yes, this is
Yes,
still
yes,
in the
yes.
training. So this is just his third month, and he still has about, 3 months to go before he moves into internship, which will take another 2 months. So basically, he still has about 5 months to go. All right, Eric, I'm sure I've answered your question. So,
Yeah.
Stephen, this will be for you. So, MJ Pro says, thank you for the clear presentation. Did leading these projects require you to develop or apply any specific tools, such as programming or technical expertise? Hi, Stephen. Okay, I think you sort of answered this earlier, but you can shed more light to it.
Okay, so in terms of technical expertise, not necessarily. Okay. Um, However, like I said, we did use a lot of project management tools like, Trello dashboards, using Google Meet, using Slack for communication and things of that nature. Um, as the project manager for this particular project, I had to rely on my team a lot. So that's one of the biggest takeaways for me because I had to come to the realization it's not just about me, right? Yes, I might be the manager, but my team determines my success. So being able to delegate and sometimes step back and let other people lead was very instrumental in the success of this project as well. I know that I didn't answer your question in terms of the, you know, technical aspect, but yeah,
All right. Thank you very much for that, Steven. And MJ Pro certain he has answered your question. All right. Okay, so MJ
yeah.
Pro already gives a thumbs up. So I'm sure MJ Pro is good.
Thank
All
you,
right, Steven. So we'll let you go now. Thank you very much for doing this and
thank you,
sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you. Thank
thank
you so
you.
much. All right. So up next we have Aisha Usman. Hello, Aisha. Are you still here?
Hi, Sophia. Yes, I
Hi.
am.
How are you doing today? I can't see you
I'm
just yet.
doing good. 2 seconds.
All right.
Can you see me now?
Um, okay, so let me just try to make you okay. All right, yeah, I can see you now. Good to see you and good to have you here as well.
Thank
All
you
right,
so much
so
for
you
having
have
me.
10 minutes. Please go ahead.
Okay, I will need to share my screen.
Hello, Aisha.
Hello,
All right.
can you
All
see
right,
hear
okay.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Perfect. I'm trying to share my screen just now. Hello, everyone. I'm Aisha, and this is what I've worked on. Please, can you hear me? I think I'm hearing myself
Yes, you're
back.
audible.
Oh,
You're audible,
perfect.
Aisha. Can you hear me as well?
Yes,
All
I
right.
can hear you. But can you see my screen?
Let me just go back to my own screen. So I'm sure. Okay, so I see MJ Pro. Okay, so I see a lot of thumbs up. So I guess we can't see your screen. So please, you can go
Perfect.
ahead.
Thank you. So this is one of the projects that we've done, and I will say, to be honest, this is the first one. Um, it has to do with buy gear solutions. And I think before I dive into this, I would just like to give just a little bit of introduction of what business analysis is about. Just a brief one. As a business analyst, we are professional like that serves like a gap, or let me say a bridge between the business problem or business needs and also the technical solution. So what we're trying to do here is to get data-driven analysis, get insight from it, know what the company, the organization, the business problem is, gather requirement, and uh, get and get the data, analyze the data, get insight from those analyses, and recommend uh, what they need to do, provide solution, and all that. So along the line, I believe you understand better. So the company is called Buy Gear Solutions. So what do they do? Bike Solutions is a retailer specializing in bike racks and cycling accessories across different countries: Canada, USA, Germany, France, United Kingdom, and Australia. So we were provided a data, like a data set, which was from 2011 to 2016. And what tool did I use? I used Excel and PowerPoint, which I'm using to present. And we've got different key data feeds like date, age group, and all. So, what is the problem they're facing? Bike Solutions, they are a multinational retailer in the cycling accessories market. They face strategic blind spots in understanding what their regional revenue performance is, what's their demographic appeal, what are the product demand. They've got no idea of what's going on over the years. So they've been making guesses on what to do next year and all. So that's where business analyst comes in. So without a clear view of what is working well, what is not working well, what are those things that are making it to work well, how are we going to make those things that are not working well to work well? Without a clear view of all those, there is no way the business can improve and also uh, not miss growth opportunities. So we need insights to drive smarter decisions around marketing, the product focus, and inventory planning. So these are the objectives. Well, four major objectives. We are trying to target specific regions for promotional campaigns. We want to know what are those regions, what are those countries that boost sales, that increase revenue, and also identify the underperforming regions in order to improve uh, the revenue there and boost sales. So we want to tailor marketing strategies to target specific age groups. We want to know what our target audiences are, age groups, in terms of age groups, genders, in order to optimize product appeal for those key demographic segments. We want to use insights to refine product offerings, adjust inventory, promote best selling items to maximize profit. We know, oh yeah, this is selling well, then let's keep promoting it to maximize our profit. So and also in order to plan inventory, because when you don't know what is selling well, then or you don't know when some particular products are actually selling, there is no way you make plan. Sometimes customers will come in to get products, but it's not available because you don't know that at this particular time you should have products. You should have gotten those products ahead of some seasonal peaks, in order to make sure that customers are getting them, then improve revenue, boost sales, and all that, and ensure that inventories with excess inventory are reduced during low demand month as well. You don't just stock uh, products that are not really selling and reduce the stock of those that are selling because you've got no idea of what's going on. It's just being a guess. So those are the objectives. So the questions are also coined out from the objectives. Which regions generate, excuse me,
Sorry about that. Sorry. Sorry. So sorry.
thank you.
You could just take water so you feel a bit better.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
think I need water. I'll be 2 seconds.
Yeah, sure. That's what I said. It's been a long ride. All right. So, and now to the audience. So, if you have questions, you've been thinking about, one or three things that Aisha mentioned, and you think that you have questions, now is the best time to put all of that in the chat box so that as soon as she's done, we just get the ball rolling and we pick your questions and answer them immediately. All right. So, if you have questions, you have things that you're not very certain about, basically just put that in the chat box. All right, Aisha, so you're back, right?
Thank you so much, Sophia. So the questions,
You're
like I said,
welcome.
are coming from the objectives. Which region generate the highest and lowest sales revenue? Which age groups and genders contribute most to sales? How does sales performance vary across months or seasons? And which product categories and subcategories are the most and least popular? So what did I do? I imported and cleaned sales transaction data, the data set that we were given. We performed exploratory data analysis using Excel tools, generate insight from those, and create dynamic dashboards with pivot charts and slices, and provide data-driven recommendations for regions and demographics. Underline that data-driven recommendations, it's important. So these are the KPIs. What are their total revenue over the years, the total profit, their transaction, the total transaction they've had, and their profit margin. And that's what we have there. So what are the key findings? Based on region, and I would say based on country, we've got 6 countries there. USA happens to be the top performing region, generating about 30.57 million pound, which is about 32.36% of total revenue. So USA is the top, followed by Australia, and Canada happens to rank the lowest in that data. So the revenue distribution by age groups. Youths contribute half, like 50% of total revenue. So making it the dominant customer group. So now, you're getting what I'm saying. Now we are having an idea of who their target audience are. So young adults, which are grouped between 35 and 51 years, followed closely as well, accounting for 41%, and mature adults, which are above 52 years, is the lowest with 9%. So by gender, there's no much difference here. 51% are male and 49% are female. And this, what we have here is just their product category performance by gender. Like we're trying to look at, okay, yes, we know that male at 51%, like male contribute about 51% of the revenue, females contribute about 49%. What are those product categories that contribute more? So here we have the bikes contributing more, 36%. Um, we have accessories contributing 9% and clothing contributing 5%. And we have the same thing down here for female. So with these, we know that male and females contribute much because the difference is not much, just about 2% difference. And the highest product category is bikes. That is what they sell more. So, in terms of product subcategories this time by sales volume, what are those subcategories, product subcategories in terms of quantity? Tires and tubes happen to be the top. Bottles and cages, helmet, jerseys, caps, fenders. So they know what is selling more. They know what the lowest is. These are the underperforming products by subcategories. So bike stands, no, not really. So tires and tubes dominate sales, contributing about 40.17% of all product subcategory volumes. Bottles and cages and helmets are strong performers as well, making about 31% of sales volume. The bike stand, like I said, touring bikes, bike racks are the lowest performers, together accounting for less than 5% each. So those are underperforming products here. We have our top performing products here. So without the data, they might not have no idea of what's going on with that. So monthly revenue trend. So you can see all these charts. This line showing us the trend. You can see it peaks around June, May, June, but more June and also December. So revenue peaks in December and June, showing two strong sales seasons. April and May also show strong performance, indicating late spring to early summer, which actually makes sense. Those are the times that people get bikes. The environment, the weather is okay for people to ride bikes around. It's sunny and all, so people tend to buy more at that time. They remember they need to repair their bikes. They remember they need to get bikes, accessories, different things. So sales decline sharply between July and September, and possibly to off season or holiday period. Probably people have gone for holiday at that time and all. So what are the recommendations based on that? I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure that I'm not spending so much time. So what are the recommendations based on region? We already know that USA and Australia are like the highest performing countries. So we can ensure that we maintain it because it's good, it's really good. So we just maintain what they've been doing. So maintain strong marketing presence in the USA and Australia, like loyalty programs to make sure that we retain customers. And also we focus marketing and promotional campaigns in Canada to improve brand awareness and sales. Why is it low? Is it that people are not aware of it? Is it that so you increase brand awareness and it will boost sales as well. Recommendation on age group. Marketing strategies should focus on youth and young adults. Remember that youth contribute about 50% and young adults about 40%. So both of them like about 90%. So digital and social media channels can be used to target campaigns. You all will agree with me that youth and young adults, we spend so much time with our phones and social media channels. So any advertisement or marketing strategies from there we catch their attention because we already know who our target audience are, where does most of our revenue comes from. So also product design and messaging that aligns with the lifestyle and preferences of the youth and also young adults. If you're passing messages across, there are ways you pass it across. If you're focusing on youth and young adults. So the matured adults, which are grouped 52 years and above, they suggested less engagement or product relevance. Is it that 52 years and above are not really riding bikes? They don't care about that at that moment. So developing something like a comfort oriented or easy use product, something that will not stress them at that age, or something that will give them comfort. Not, at that age, they don't have that strength to be. So that can also make them to increase revenue from those that are 52 years and above if they see something that attracts them. Oh yes, this is a new thing. It will provide comfort for me and it's very easy for me to use. I don't have to stress myself. Why not get it? So those are the recommendations we give there. So recommendation on age group, like I said, there is no much difference. So we just have to maintain what we've been doing to, as both genders are strong revenue drivers. So recommendation based on product performance. We already know that the tires, tubes are the products that brings more revenue. So we prioritize stock levels for high volume items like those. We reduce low performing products to prevent overstocking because there is actually no point. Yes, they have to have it, but they don't need to overstock it. So promote top products in terms of marketing with bundle offers, cyclist kits with tires, those are selling well and those are not really selling well. If they have like a bundle offers, it will help them. Like I said, it's because their data has been analyzed. They know what is selling well and what is not selling well. So they use seasonal discounts or promotions to clear underperforming items like vest and bike stand. Discounts also helps. So investigate why core equipment like mountain and touring bikes are underperforming, as it might be possibly pricing or availability or compensation issue. So those that need to look into that, we do that as well. So and inventory management, marketing timing. So it's just to know, don't forget that one of the objectives we have is to know when do we have like a seasonal peaks, when does a particular product sell well, when are those months that brings more revenue. So stock up on best selling items before peak season, because we already know that it sells more around April, uh, uh, May, June. So that means you have to stock up before that time so that people don't walk up the store and realize that you don't have that product. You lose opportunity to grow and to also improve income or revenue. So reduce inventory during July to September to avoid excess stock, since they know that it doesn't really sell well at that time. It doesn't mean they shouldn't have it, but just reduce it to avoid excess stock. And marketing timing. I don't know if you've noticed. That is why sometimes when you watch TV or you look at your phones, there are some advertisement that you don't see them every year. You don't see them every month, rather. So there are some particular time that they advertise them, because that is when they've studied their data. That is when they feel they know that people tend to buy more, most especially some products that has to do with seasons. So when you on your TV now, you see some advertisement that has to do with Christmas and this and that. So those are quite important. Marketing timing. So run discounts or clearance sales during low months. So this is just a dashboard snapshot. I'm sure some of this chart has already been seen earlier. So we have to, because as a business analyst, you have to have a dashboard. This is what people will be looking at, whether technical or non-technical person that you're presenting to or you're trying to profile solution for, they should be able to look at your dashboard and be able to get what you're saying. It shouldn't be too ambiguous. It should be clear and nice to look at. So this is just a snapshot of one of the dashboards, and all these are done with Excel. Everything that I am presenting right now were done from Excel in terms of data cleaning, analyzing it, having a pivot table, having pivot tables, having the dashboards, which is the actual goal of what I'm trying to do. Here we can see the KPIs, we can see the charts based on revenue, monthly trend in terms of age group, and the revenue by product category. This is another snapshot showing us product performance as well, the underperforming, the top performing. So even if I'm not presenting, whoever looking at the dashboards will know what's been going on over the years and be able to get information from there. So I know I've spent so much time. Thank you so much for
You
listening.
have. All right. Well, I mean, you can just tell that Aisha actually knows our onions. You could tell that she was speaking from a place of knowledge. She did not want to stop. You can tell that she bodies business analysis. All right. So because we've actually taken quite a lot of time, I would just, cut down my questions, even though I have a plethora of questions to ask. All right. So one thing that stood out for me while you were presenting was at some point at the beginning, you mentioned something. You said we should underline data-driven recommendation. You mentioned it, I said underline that. So can you shed more light on that? Would you say that data-driven recommendation is basically a summary of what you do as a business analyst? Would you say that?
I will say yes. We can't do without data. We don't just guess and say, based on what you've just told me, that is the problem. I guess you should do this. No, it doesn't work that way. Before I'll be able to recommend, it has to be insights driven from data. What their experiences are, what they've done over the years. That will help us to plan the future to make sure it's better and we are not facing the same problem. So yes.
All right, all right. Thank you very, very, very much, Aisha. All right, so you have a compliment in the chat box, and that's from Adiola. She says, "Great job. I've never done something like this. I look forward to doing something like this and be a pro like you." So we take that as a compliment, right? Adiola, you can
Thank
do
you.
it. So you just want to stay back as soon as Aisha is done. We'll just one more person, and that'll be from the cybersecurity track. And we have Jed, my colleague that I introduced earlier. He will be enlightening you, be shedding more light to how you can be like Aisha. All right, Adiola. Thank you very much, Aisha. I have more questions. I'm not going to lie to you because your
Okay.
presentation was
Go for
so
it.
awesome. But nah, we don't have time. We don't have time on our hands. So we hope to bring you back when you land a job. I'm very, very positive. I'm very certain that you're getting that very soon because trust me, you know your
Thank
onions. Well done,
you.
Aisha. Thank you so much. All
Thank
right.
you.
So The next person we have would be, let me just confirm that real quick. All right, so that will be Tayo from the cybersecurity track. Hello, Tayo. Are you here?
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hi, Tayo. Good evening. I can't see you just yet.
Okay.
All right, kindly tell me, and you have 8 minutes. Please make this very, make
Okay.
it concise and clear. I'm sure that you're definitely going to give us something very clear. So please just get started and um
Okay.
teach
Can you
us.
see my screen?
Thank you. Yes, your screen is visible. You have the floor.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Comfort, and I'm here to present my project that says SOC threat detection in a segmented healthcare network. So, moving to the executive summary. We have a company named MedSecure. They provide healthcare. They are healthcare technology provider that manages patient record and telemedicine services. So during the course of their daily activities, they noticed an unusual activity going on in their server, which is the EHR, which contains all the sensitive data of their patients, informations that are only to be disclosed to privileged users. So during the course of their activities, they notice these lapses, which shows that they have lapse in the monitoring aspect of their system, and also they have weak network segmentation. So to strengthen the security, they had to employ a SOC analyst. A SOC analyst is someone that investigates, analyze, and monitor every activities going on in a company, like in for their system. So moving to, sorry please, to the project introduction, which also explains who made secure her and what they do. So the main aim of this project is to detect analysis, check the immediate response to every attack going on in the system, and also the main focus is network segmentation. Towards the course of this project, we have 6 methods that were utilized, which the first method is to design a segmented network, which was divided into 3 layers. We have the WAN, we have the LAN, and we have the DMZ. I also configured firewalls rules and traffic restriction for their system. I also installed Azure Manager and Agent, which helps in monitoring every activities going on their system. I also simulated attack, like scanning of every port and brute forcing, like password guessing and all other things. I also captured traffic with Wireshark, which I'll be showing us in this presentation. I also correlated logs and validated alerts. Um, this is divided into 3 phases, and the first phase is network segmentation, which is the visualization of how the network is going to be segmented, is going to be implemented in the company, and which I have the screenshot here, and I have my one. Like I said earlier, I said the network were divided into 3 zones, which is the WAN, the LAN, and the DMZ. So the WAN is the one providing internet to all the system in the organization. Then I have my PF Sense, which I use as firewall, which blocks any attacker or any brute force attack that might occur, any activities that might occur in the system, which I have my PF Sense. And under LAN, I have my Kali, which was used to simulate attack. And I also have my Wazio, which is a SIM tool that helps me to monitor, analyze, and investigate every activities going on in the system. Then I also have my EHR server, which was hosted on Ubuntu. Like I said earlier, I said the EHR server is one that holds every sensitive information regarding the patient record, the telemedicine services that is going on in the company. So draw.io was used to visualize this network visualization, which is a screenshot that shows here. And also, I also use PFSense and PFSense to, like I said earlier, PFSense is where the firewall rules were interpreted, were integrated. So creating of the NAT network, which is my one, like I said, which is my one that provide internet to the whole system. And this is where the firewall rules were implemented. I have my LAN, I have my DMZ, and like you see here from this screenshot, the default allow LAN to any rule. This was where the firewall rule were implemented. And also this is my PFSense, where I configured the one and attached IP address to it, and also the LAN and also the DMZ, the three layers that were segmented in the network segmentation. So this is this phase two that talks about the attack simulation and traffic capture. So during this process, it is called the recognizance phase, which helps me to know what is actually going on in the system, in the company system. I have to check how did the attacker actually have access to the company's AGR server. So this is where I gathered heavy information. Like they had to the brute force attack that happened during the course of the attack. Which port did they realize that was open that gave them access to the company's sensitive information? So from this screenshot, I realized that they have access to like three password, which gave them access to their Ubuntu server, where the EHR server was hosted, and also they have access to my PFSense, where the firewall rules were implemented. So I gathered all this information, and I also realized that they also have access to some ports, which is the SSH port, and this is where informations are. SSH port is like a secure server. It is supposed to be a secure server, but attacker actually had access to it because they have access to the Ubuntu server, which is the EHR. So what do we do after gathering all this information? And meanwhile, after getting all this information, I actually had to make use of Wireshark, which helps me to capture traffic of this simulated attack going on in the company. And which takes me to the next slide. This is the screenshot from the Wireshark. Like you see, the Wireshark was able to capture the IP address of the attacker, and is also informing me that they have access to this protocol, which is the SSH protocol, TCP protocol. So with all this information that was gathered, I also made use of Nmap to get the port that the attackers were able to have access to. I also made use of Hydra, to get all those brute force activity that the attacker was using to get into the company's server. So, and that takes me to the third stage. As a SOC analyst, after gathering all the information, how the attack was launched, how the attacker was able to get access into the company system. So the next phase is the monitoring phase and the immediate response phase, where you have to respond to the attack. Like I said, they deal with sensitive information of the data, and you can, when uh, client data are out, and it is a stage of compromise for the company, which is a really big issue. So the phase three helps me to monitor, which I made use of Wazure. Wazure is a tool that helps me to monitor every activities going on. It also helps me to act and take immediate effect, like From the Wireshark I showed earlier, we're able to see the attacker's IP address. We were able to see the protocol that it was actually attacking. So in making use of Wazure, it helps me to respond immediately, because there are different things that Wazure helps us to see, and it helps us to take immediate action. So the Wazure detected the failed logins and scanning. It also showed me that high level risk has been triggered, which means that they have access to three parts password of the company, which is a really high level alert. So Wazure was able to trigger that alert. So as a SOC analyst, I see that this is a very high level attack which needs immediate effect. So afterwards, I made use of Wazure to actually drop the firewall. And how did I do that? A few line of code was written inside the Wazure manager, which helps me to drop the IP address of that attacker. So this code is very effective. Immediately this code is written, it will pull out the IP address of the attacker. They won't be able to have access into the system. And this is like a screenshot from Wazure, which says we have 923 hits in the system from the attacker, which is showing what the attacker have access to, the ID, the agent ID, the manager name, the IP address of the attacker, the system the attacker is using. It will show you every details of the attacker. So from here, I was able to get even it will even show you the system the attacker is using. So it is a very strong tool. So with that, I was able to drop the firewall of the attacker. So that is how I was able to implement proper network segmentation and strong firewalls rule for the company, and also block any form of unusual activities going on in the EHR of the company server. And what is the impact? What is the impact of these activities to the company's server? Um, my findings from every recognizant stage is they had weak password. The password is very weak, and that is why the attacker was had easy access into the system. And also excess user privilege found. You know, in a company, you are supposed to have a privileged access to every user. Like if the admin are going to have access to the HR department, or if the HR department are supposed to have access to the main server, then it should be specified in the firewall rules who are supposed to have access to any of the information in the company. So through the course of this project, I was able to find out that they give access just anyhow to departments in their company. And I also detected SSH brute force. This is when they were able to get some password to the Ubuntu server, which is where the EHR was hosted, and also the scanning and suspicious activities. So what is the impact of this to the company? Risk included data exposure and compliance issue. And the indicator of compromise was that correlated logs confirmed real compromise into the company's server. So what are my recommendation? My recommendation is that to make the system safer, you have to start by having a strong network segmentation. Like the company didn't have a proper network segmentation. In a company, you should have like where a server that is hosted, that is mainly for the user, I mean for the staff of the company, which should be placed in a very secure zone, which is what I did, putting the putting the EHR server in the Ubuntu in the DMZ zone, which is the Ubuntu server. So they won't be able to have immediate access. Like it won't be easy for them to even have access to the company's sensitive information. And also closing unnecessary ports. There are some ports that are supposed to be open in the company, and there are some ports that are supposed to be closed. So every company should have like a training for their staff. Like this is the proper pod that is supposed to be open and the pod that are not supposed to be open. And phishing can also be a source of attack, a form of attack into the company system. So proper training of the staff will actually eradicate all these unusual activities going on in any company's server. And also network to protect important access, improve of firewall rules. Like firewall really helps a lot. Immediately I realized that there's an unusual activities going on. The first thing I did is drop the firewall. Immediately the firewall was dropped, the attacker lost access into the company's EHR server. And my conclusion will be that Wazoo prove effective and also helps in immediate response. So it helps in immediate response, and it also mirrored a real SOC analysis procedure. And my takeaway will be that proper monitoring of every activities going on in the system. Like a SOC analyst work day in, day out. They don't take a break. Like you need to keep monitoring the system, because an attack can come in any minute, and your immediate response to the attacker will actually help the company in a very long way. So imagine a SOC analyst is taking a break and an attack is going on. You know what that means to the company. So they have to be vigilant and continuous monitoring of every activities going on the system. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that extensive presentation, Comfort. I mean, you make me want to leave Agile Project Management and dive into cybersecurity now. That was really, really comprehensive. And I can tell that you also know, I mean, you know cybersecurity like the back of your hand. Women dominating the tech field. I really, really love it. Because we do not have so much time, I would just be asking you a very simple question, right? And it's nothing from everything you said. You mentioned a lot of tools. In fact, at some point, I lost count of the tools you mentioned. You were going from Linux, I was in Linux, to Azure,
Yeah,
to Drop.
calling
I
enough.
You said a lot. You even broke it down. You went from phase one to phase two. I mean, that was really, really comprehensive. And I can tell that it shows that you're getting a lot. You're getting a lot from 10 analytics. And as well, you're also taking a lot that you're getting, you're putting it into use. And that's why you're able to bring all of this up. Well done, well done, well done. All right. So
Thank
what would
you.
be that advice? What would be your key takeaway to someone that has wobbly feet, someone that is thinking, oh, you know what, tech is too much for me to do. Tech is tech is not something I can thrive in. Tech is a whole lot for me. What advice would you give that person? Would you tell the person, get into tech, or just, just stay back? Don't get into tech. It's too difficult. Basically, anyone that is watching right now that is unsure, Comfort has a word for you. So Comfort, you can go.
Actually, before I joined also, I'm like, oh my God, cybersecurity, it's technical, and something about tech is it keep evolving. So sometimes that's one of the key discouragement that always come to me before I even come into cybersecurity. But one thing, once you get into it, you will love it. And into analytics, I will say let me shout out to my tutor. Is really amazing. Like during the class, he explains, though he asks you question and he explains it, even if you don't understand, it goes deeper. It goes deeper. So listening to him, and then watching all the videos, all the class, because it is always recorded. You can always go back and watch it. So I'm always going back to watch it, and that has really, really helped me a lot. And one thing also about my tutor, you can call him anytime. He will always respond. So anytime I have issue, I send him a message and he's here to help me. So for that is for cybersecurity. So You're in good hands.
And trust me, that applies to all the tracks that we have at Analytics. Thank you very much for that,
Thank
Comfort.
you.
So basically, Comfort is telling you, anyone watching right now, you're unsure, should I get into tech or not? Comfort is saying, you know what? Come, come, come. We are not enough. We want more of you to join us so that you can definitely, enjoy. Tech is enjoyable. And you can tell from every person that presented today, from Steven to Aisha to Tayo, they enjoy what they do, and you could tell from the presentation. When I was calling upon them, I told them 10 minutes each, and everybody had to, exceed that time allotted to them, because you know that they are speaking from a place of knowledge. They are not forced. They enjoy what they do. Okay. Thank you very much, Comfort. That was really awesome.
Thank you.
And as I said to every other person, the next time you're joining us, you're joining with a testimonial of, oh, how I got a job, my post analytics success by the grace of God. Thank you very much, Comfort. And that will be all from our participants today. So now I'll be passing the mantle back to my colleague, who is Jed. And for everybody that had questions, I told you to stay back, because Jed is going to answer every question that you have in your mind. Oh, how long is the program? If I join the program, would I get to, know some of these things? How does the program span out? What's the discounts like? I mentioned earlier that we are also Santa now. It's the festive period. Analytics is also running a discount. So you just want to stay back and relax and just get all the tea. Okay? All right, everybody. And that'll be all from me. And I'll be passing it over to my colleague Jedidiah. Hi, Jed. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much, Sophia. Thank you,
All
Tayo, and
right.
everyone else who presented this evening. Hi, everyone. I hope you are having a wonderful time. I mean, we've been looking at really amazing presentations, from the project showcase in cybersecurity to business analytics and even agile project management. Right? It's been an awesome experience so far. You can tell that with the projects that we have seen so far, Analytics is very practical, right? You're not just learning about these things, but you're actually doing it as you go. As you go through each stage, each phase of your learning journey, you're actually implementing the knowledge and skills that you are gathering, and you're also actually applying it, working on projects that you can get to showcase at the end of your entire experience with us here at Analytics. Now, you might be asking yourself, you might be wondering, should I actually get into this? Is this something I should actually get started with? Right? You might be asking, oh, Jedediah, why are these projects so important? Should I get into the tech space? Why does it make sense for me to actually get into agile projects management, cyber security or business analytics, data analytics, whatever it might be? Does it make sense? Why exactly should I get into this space? And why does working on project become very vital for this? Right? Now I'm here to answer that question for you. Okay? Why are these projects so important? Number one, theory alone is not enough, right? So it's not like conventional Nigerian universities where it's a lot of focus on the theory, theory, theory. You actually need to do these things. You actually need to have the skills. You actually need to be able to prove competence beyond just knowing the theory. Now, that's not to say you put the theory aside. It's just as important as the practical aspect, but you also need to make sure that you are equipped on both ends, right? Secondly, as a beginner, working on projects is the only way you gain confidence in your skills. You can imagine someone learning to drive and they only maybe watch videos of another person driving a car, and they've never actually driven a car. They've never been on the road. They can't qualify to be called drivers. They can't qualify to get a license, right? Unless you actually do the work, unless you actually do the deed yourself. That's how you gain confidence in your skill. That's how you get better at the skill. That's not to put aside the theoretical aspect, like I said before. You actually need to do this to also gain confidence in your skills. And then, very importantly, you need to show workings. My Nigerians will say, no be cho cho cho, avi, show workings. You need to show proof of competence. Recruiters want to see evidence. Do you know this thing? Can you give me some proof? Is there any backing? Is there any evidence that you can do this thing? Is there any proof that you have done it before? And can I employ you with a level of confidence that when I hire you, you'd actually get the work done for me? All right. So these are some of the things, these are some of the reasons why you need, all right, you need to actually work on projects. So now we understand that there's a need to work on projects. Then, do I actually need to get into this tech space? Is it relevant, right? This is just more to add to the fact that we actually need to work on projects. This is one person that has gone through the data science program here with us at Analytics. This is Victor Omoboye. Victor went through the experience of going through the live classes, and was able to land a job working as a data scientist. He has worked with data analysts, data engineers, and other stakeholders through his internship experience. He has a solid portfolio. And right now, Victor actually makes content around data science. So Victor has gone through the entire experience with us here at Analytics. He understands the theory, he understands the practical aspect. He has worked on projects. He has a solid portfolio and now makes content that enlightens other people, that teaches other people about data science. So it goes beyond just having the knowledge to the point where he can actually share that knowledge. And people can trust Victor because they can see evidence of work that he has done. So again, no be for mouth, show workings, right? How do you showcase your work? How do you showcase proof of competence? By working on projects, just as we've seen in the showcase today. Now, we've come to understand that working on projects is very vital. It helps show proof of competence. It helps solidify our skills. It helps us gain confidence in actually the skills that we are showcasing or the track that we're trying to get into. I want to become a data engineer. How do I get the skills? How do I become confident by working on projects? How do I show recruiters that I'm capable of executing the tasks that they need me to by working on projects? So how exactly do I get started? I want to work on projects. Where exactly do I start from? So we understand the relevance. Now we are interested. We want to work on projects. Where exactly do we start from in this journey? You have to begin by identifying or choosing the right career path, right? We've seen 3 different presentations today from 3 different career paths, right? So how exactly do I identify which one might be the right one for me so I can get into this space and know that whatever I'm doing here is something that's going to be profitable to me? It's something that I can actually get into and make money off of it. It's something that I can build a career from. So how do I make the right choice in regards to choosing the right career path for myself? Now, Tenalytics is here to help you through this process. What we've done here at Tenalytics is look at various job boards. The aim of this process is to identify job or career paths that are going to be relevant in the next decade, in the next 5-10 years. Our objective is simple. Make sure that these career paths that we are looking at have an ease of learning, right? It's easy for you to, pick up on the skills that are required for you to get into this space. All right. Beside that, there's also an ease of transition, which means you can actually get into this space easily. I can't just wake up one morning and say I want to become an astronaut. I want to work with NASA as an astronaut. It's not going to be easy to learn those stuff. It's not going to be easy to transition into that space, right? There's going to be lots of training, right? Months of training. There's going to be months of learning, studying before I can get into that space. I can't just wake up one morning and say, I want to become a medical doctor, right? There's lots of learning, studying that has to go into it. And there's a lot that goes into transitioning into that space. So what we've done is look at career paths that you can actually get into where it's easy for you to learn these things. Now, relatively easy because some of them are quite technical, but with relative ease, you can actually learn these things. There's also ease of transition, which means you can actually get into this space quite easily, relatively easily. And then there's also high rewarding salary. Right? So there's assurance that if I learn this skill, I can easily transition into this space and I can also earn a high rewarding salary. So here at Analytics, we went on to do our research, looking at different job boards from LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, Google Jobs, and so much more. And we were able to come up with 10 specific tech tracks that are very vital to the future of jobs, future of careers within the job market, especially within the tech space. Now, besides doing this research, we also validated all of our research by looking at external validation reports. Now, we looked at the Future of Jobs report, which is actually a report that gets released every single year by the World Economic Forum. All right. So this is a report that gets released every single year by the World Economic Forum. And we went on to do an extensive research and validated our research by looking into this. Now, based on our research, we came to realize that over 170 million jobs will be created by the year 2030. That's in 5 years' time. So in the next 5 years, over 170 million jobs will be created. Now, while these jobs are getting created, over 92 million jobs will disappear. We're already hearing about the trends of, AI coming in to replace a lot of jobs. All right. So while these jobs are getting replaced, right, certain jobs are also getting stable. Certain jobs are getting stabilized. And then we also have over 170, that's nearly 2 times the jobs that are disappearing, that are actually getting created due to the changes and trends in the market. So how exactly do you know? How exactly do you pinpoint which one might be right for you? Which one can you position yourself to get into? One that you are sure that in the next 5 years will still be relevant and would be amongst the 170 million jobs that are getting created or that would be stabilized. All right. So we are here to help you make that right decision. After doing our extensive research, we've come up with a list, right, of career paths that are still very much relevant. And like I mentioned, we looked at various job boards as well as validate using this external source, the Future of Jobs report from the World Economic Forum. And we've come to realize that tracks like the data engineering, if you look at the report, you see that these are the tracks that are topping the charts here. These tracks you see here are predicted to grow over the next 5 years. Between 2025 to 2030, these jobs are expected to grow. Data engineers, data analysts, and data scientists, cybersecurity experts, just like Tayo, which we saw a moment ago, business analysts, just like the one we saw earlier, product design, DevOps engineering, there's data analytics, there's data engineering, there's agile project management, there's business analytics, and so much more. All of these tracks are estimated to be in higher demand over the next 5 years. So how exactly do you get into this space? Now we've seen that there's actually demand in the market for these jobs, right? And we've seen that it's highly important for us to actually work on projects in order to get into this space. So what exactly do we need to do? We've identified one thing already, which is the fact that we actually need to work on projects. But in order for us to work on these projects, we actually need the skills that are required to work on this project. All right. When we listen to, the agile project management presentation, she mentioned things like, she mentioned things like, stakeholder management, coordinating, he mentioned things like, coordinating meetings, drafting out the backlog, planning out the project charter and all of those things, right? When we listen to the business analytics presentation, we heard things like process, mapping out the entire process and going through with the execution. All right. When we listen to the cybersecurity, we heard about SOC analysis. These sound like technical terms. So how exactly do you actually get these skills so that you can use them to work on projects, implementing these skills? That's what we are here to discuss. So what do I need to do to get this job? The pathway to breaking in and securing a job, right? Remember, it's not just about learning the skills, but actually landing a job at the end of the day. And here at Analytics, we are very intentional about this process, not just making sure that you actually get the skills, but also that you are able to land a job at the end of the day. So, what exactly do you need in order to land a job? Two things, two very important things that play vital role in ensuring that you're able to land a job. The very first is getting the skills that are required. And these skills are broken down into two. You need technical skills as well as employability skills. We watched the testimonial video earlier at the beginning of the session, and she made mention of the mentorship session, which was very vital, where you learn about things like how to negotiate during interviews, how to answer interview questions. These help you to build up the employability skills that you need. I've mentioned that we are very intentional about making sure that you don't just have the skills, but you can apply them and you actually land a job. So employers are looking out for two major things. First would be your skills, right? And these skills are broken into technical and employability skills. And then they want to see some experience, right? They want to see some experience, and that's where your projects comes in, right? Because if you have done this before, you've used these tools before, can you show us evidence that you have used these tools before? That's where your project comes in. I have built a Power BI dashboard before. This is the dashboard that I have built. I have, coordinated an end-to-end execution of a project before. These are screenshots or documents around the execution of this project. So I know about the theory. I can talk about it. I have also practically worked on projects around this space, and I can actually show you these projects that I have worked on. So skills and experience. Again, experience, show workings, no be cha, right? I'd like to hear everyone just type that in the chat, right? Just type show workings. Show workings. If you're still with me, just type show workings in the chat. Awesome. Awesome. I think I can see the responses in the chat already. Show workings. Thank you, Narika. Thank you for our show workings. It's very important that you're able to show proof of competence. All right. So how exactly do you do this? Starting with the skills, you need not just the technical skills, but also the employability skills, like I explained. How do you get these technical skills? You get them through the training that you're going to go through with us here at Analytics. Now, we've further broken down your learning experience into two. We have self-paced learning materials that you get to go over at your convenience. So these are basically bit-sized videos that you have roughly a period of 10 days to 2 weeks to actually go over in preparation for your live sessions. Now, the purpose of this is so that you are equipped with the skills that are required to actually get into the space, right? So regardless of whatever track you're getting into, you need technical skills. So we have bit-sized videos that you get to watch at your own pace. You get to make out time for it. Say you have 10 videos to go over, you can decide, oh, I'm going to see 2 videos each day, and in 5 days I'll be done with these videos. Or you could decide, oh, each day I'm going to watch one video, and in 10 days I'm done with everything. Or you could also decide, oh, I'll just make out the next 2-3 hours, and I'll dedicate that to watching all of the videos. All right. And then before you know it, you're already done. So these are bit-sized videos that you get to watch at your own pace and study, learn, and pick up these skills. This is made available on the Tenalytics Learning Management System, which is our custom, platform that we have built for your learning experience. It's tailored to make sure that your experience is seamless end to end. Now, besides these self-paced materials, you also have live classes. These are instructor-led live classes. These are sessions where you meet people like myself, Sophia, in the session that are practically taking you through the application of the tools and skills that you have picked up from watching the self-paced videos. So in the self-paced videos, you learn the theory, you also see examples of practical application. And then when we get into a live class, we have a real life case study that simulates a practical work environment. And then what we are doing is applying all of the skills that we've learned from the video resources on the LMS onto a practical live case study. And with that, we are not just solidifying our skills in the space, but we are getting better at the tools. And at the end of each session, we have a new project that we would have completed and can be added into our portfolio. Is all of this making sense to us? Are we finding this interesting? Type a one in the chat if you are. Through your experience learning these technical skills, you will not just go through the live classes, you'd also have bit-sized videos. So you learn from the bit-sized videos and then you come into a live session and actually work on projects where you are implementing, applying the skills. Applying the skills that you've learned. Now, beyond this, I've explained to us that the technical skills are not enough. All right? The technical skills are not enough. You also require employability skills. There are soft skills, there are employability skills. There are things you still need to do in order to be able to land a job. Number one is making sure that you have a stellar CV. For every other person right now on the call, your CV at the moment might reflect a different career path. You might have been working as a healthcare professional, maybe as a medical doctor, maybe a mechanical engineer, a farmer, a business person. And if you put together a CV, it's most likely going to reflect that. However, you're trying to get into the tech space. And for that reason, you need a new CV that reflects your newly acquired skills and can actually help you, get into the space. So you need to review and revamp your CV, making sure that it correctly depicts you as a scrum master, as a cybersecurity as expert, as a data scientist, as a data engineer, and so on. So we take you through the CV review and revamp, and we actually take your CV and our team of experts work on it and make sure that you have a stellar CV at the end of the day. So that when you go about applying to jobs, you have a solid CV that correctly, positions you for the job you're applying to. And then we also have the LinkedIn optimization session. Now, the purpose of this session is to make sure that you have a LinkedIn profile that correctly portrays you as that expert in the space that you're trying to get into. I can't tell you the number of offers that I have gotten on LinkedIn. Just this week, actually, over earlier this week, someone reached out to me with a project that they needed me to help them on. And that's simply by looking at my LinkedIn profile and seeing that, oh, this is someone that has done this, he has done that, he has done this. And I think with a level of confidence, I can trust this person with these new projects that I have coming up. So LinkedIn is a very effective platform for professional networking. All right. And this is a platform that you can leverage. And we will be training you on how exactly you can actually leverage LinkedIn to position yourself as an ideal tech expert. Now, beyond having a stellar CV, and having a well put together LinkedIn profile, we also train you on how to navigate the tech job market. Now, if you've been working as a photographer, you understand how that market works. You understand what kind of content you need to put out so that you can attract the right kind of audience. You know how to position yourself. You know how to put together a nice portfolio that would attract people and make them want to work with you. If you've been working as a medical doctor or as a nurse, you understand how to navigate that market. You understand what a hospital would want to see, what the criteria they would want you to check off in order for them to hire you. But when it comes to the tech space, that's completely new to you. You know nothing about tech. You're trying to get into this space. You're trying to become a cybersecurity expert. So we will be training you on how to navigate this market. What exactly are recruiters looking out for? How can you position yourself in such a way that recruiters would actually be reaching out to you, right? How can you also reach out to the right audience? How can you apply to jobs? How can you source for jobs? So we'll be training you on how to navigate the tech job market. Now, with these three things already, you stand a great chance of actually landing a job already. And when you eventually do, all right, you can go on to book an interview preparation session with us here at Analytics, where we are guiding you based on the job you have applied to. We'll be giving you expert guidance on what kind of questions to expect during the interview and how exactly to answer these questions. Right? Earlier, we heard the testimonial from the lady in France where she went through the data science program. She got reached out to. She actually did not even apply. The organization reached out to her through LinkedIn, right? So you see how important LinkedIn optimization is. The organization reached out to her through LinkedIn. They scheduled an interview. She passed the interview, landed the role, and right now she's working within that role, earning really, beautiful salaries, and is doing well for herself. So how exactly can you do that as well? I've shown you how we equip you with the technical skills and the soft skills as well. Now, it doesn't just end here. We also provide reference letters to you on the job support even after you have landed the job. And then we also have weekly mentorship session, which I hinted towards earlier on, where the focus is on training you on the soft skills that you need in order to land a job. Now, we also have something we call the Upwork optimization session. So if you decide, oh, I don't want to work for a conventional organization, I want to work freelance, I just want to work on projects, get paid, and then I move on. We actually train you, we teach you on how you can leverage Upwork as a platform for working freelance. So, in all, you are equipped with the technical as well as the soft and employability skills that you need to land a job in the tech space. Now, how can we also help you to get the experience? Like I explained before, you don't just need the skills, but you also need experience. You need to show workings. All right. If you don't leave this session with anything, right, leave this session with this slogan, right? Show workings. You need to show workings. So, how exactly can you show these workings? You start by building a solid portfolio. How do you build this portfolio? Every single one of the live classes you go through, just like I explained, you are working on practical case studies. So at the end of your training, all of these case studies are going to sum up into your portfolio and serve as a proof of competence. So whoever is trying to hire you can, with a level of confidence, say, if I hire Fokpe, Fokpe is going to come in and she's going to do amazing work for me. If I hire Sophia, I am confident that she has done this before and she can do this for me, right? A lot of organizations would want to hire, and you see job openings where they say, oh, we need someone with 2 years of experience, 3 years of experience. What these companies really want is proof of competence. Right? If you have not worked for 2 years, for 3 years, which is most likely the situation for you, how can you prove to them that you know these things? You have done it before and you can do it for the organization. That's where your portfolio comes in. So we make sure that we train you on how you can build a solid portfolio for yourself as you go through the training with us here at Analytics. Through every live class that you go through, like I explained, you'd have a new project that gets added into your portfolio. Now, at the end of your training, all right, you also have a 2 month period of internship with our partner organization called Amidari. During this time, you'd practically be working on projects, all right? So your learning period has ended. You have a 6 month period of learning with us at Analytics. And then after that, you move on to Amdari, where you are practically working on projects for the next 2 months. Now, Amdari is a company that's registered in the UK. So at the end of your training, you have the unique opportunity of adding both Analytics and Amidari to your CV, being able to add them as places where you've actually applied these skills in working on projects. And then you have your solid portfolio as well as positioning yourself to be an ideal candidate for the role you are applying into. So you see that all of this is designed to make sure that all round you are equipped with what you need to land a job, not just learn the skills and be great at it, but actually land a job. Now, beyond all of this, there are unique advantages that you actually enjoy here at Analytics. I made mention of the mentorship session earlier, right? Here you learn about things like the sit and star approach, which can be applied in, answering interview questions. You learn about navigating the job market, which I spoke about earlier, utilizing AI for job applications. How can you leverage AI to apply for jobs? What job application strategies can you implement to make sure that you are able to actually land a job? We also go through interview simulation sessions. All of this is designed so that you're equipped with the right kind of information, knowledge, and skills to actually land a job. Right now, besides all of this, we also have paid on premium job platforms. What we've done is we've paid on these platforms where we're able to scrape for openings, and then we make that available to you throughout the course of your program. All right. And then you are able to click on any one of these and go on to apply for them. Right. These are jobs that include, sponsorship jobs and even relocation jobs. All right. All you have to do is click on these links, apply to them. You have a stellar CV, you have, a put together LinkedIn profile, and now there are even job openings that are made available to you. Now, these are not publicly available because they are only available on premium job sites. And we here at Analytics have paid on these sites to scrape these jobs and make them available to you. So all you need to do, click on a link, go on to use your CV, apply, showcase your work, and when you get invited for an interview, we still prepare you for the interview. You book an interview preparation session, so we prepare you for that interview, so you go into that interview well equipped with everything that you need to actually land a job. If all of this is sounding good to you, I would like you to type A1 in the chat. If all of this is sounding good to you and you're already excited, I mean, you're ready to get started on this journey already, I would like you to type A1 in the chat. Now, just like I explained, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Adeola Stellarunios. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. Joanna Pose, MG Pro, Farah Obooks, wonderful. It's lovely to get all of this feedback from you. All right. So, how exactly? It's analytics advantage. You've seen all of this, and these are, just a couple of success stories. Pavel, who was able to get a data analyst role in Arizona. This is Ene getting a data scientist role. This is Gad, who was a mechanical engineer and was able to get a data engineering role. This is Hope, project management, was able to get a project management role. Oluwadamilare, data analytics. Oyefikayo, data science. Ramat for business analytics, and so much more. So we have so many people that have gone through the program and we're able to land a job. Right. So all you have to do, I'm going to be sharing this material with us later on. All right. Would have access to this. All you have to do to make sure you get access to this is make sure that you fill in the attendance form. My colleagues are already sharing that in the chat. Just make sure you fill out the attendance form and you'd have access to this material where you can go over some of the testimonials, catch up on everything that we discussed in today's session and just follow up again. All right. So now we have an understanding of what it takes to get into the tech space, what it takes to actually land a job, what it takes to get the skills and land a job. What skills must I have in order to land a job? We spoke about employability skills and soft skills. We spoke about the experience that you need to have, right? From building a portfolio and the internship experience. So what skills do I need to have in order to land a role? For each one of the tech tracks that are available here at Analytics, there are a unique set of skills that you need in order to actually land this role. Now, for the business analytics track, you actually need to have skills in, analyzing data using tools like Microsoft Excel, Power BI, and SQL. And we train you on these skills. You also need to be able to have skills within specific business process related activities, from process mapping, which is basically focused on, defining the entire journey of a project, of a process from start to finish. And then we also have project initialization or initiation planning, Agile and Scrum for project management, right? Software development lifecycle, and all of these skills are focused on ensuring that you can look into a business process and seek ways to optimize the process, from looking at the entire life cycle to even looking at the data around this process, analyzing them, and seeing how you can make these processes much more efficient. All right, that's what the business analyst role is focused on. For agile project management, you'll be learning things like you'd first of all start by getting an introduction to the space, learn about project management methodologies, from waterfall to agile and the likes of them. You'll also learn about specific project management skills that are required, including skills like communication, documentation, and empathy and the likes of that. You'll also be learning foundations of Agile and Scrum, understanding the Scrum framework. How exactly can I implement? How exactly can I apply the Scrum framework on working on projects, advanced Scrum and Agile practices, end-to-end use of Jira. So there's also some practical application of the work you're doing. You'd be using Jira, Confluence, you'll be using Trello. To name a few of the tools that you're going to be using. All right, going through multiple stages of your learning, multiple learning areas, and then would also be helping you to prepare for the PSM examination. So be training you on the skills that are required for you to actually pass and get this certification. So the agile project management business analytics track have been streamlined to help you get a job within this space. And the same applies to the data engineering, data science, data analytics track. Now, these three are quite interrelated in the sense that all three professionals actually work with data. However, there's a nuance in the way that they interact with data. For example, the data engineer is focused on building pipelines and ensuring that the flow of data is made very optimal, ensuring that data is stored within a central location, and then whoever needs to make use of this data can easily access the data, analyze it, and make sense of it. So the data engineer is majorly focused on building pipelines for the flow of data and the usage of this data. So they control access and usage of data. Now, the data scientists, on the other hand, and the data analysts are focused on actually using this data, analyzing it, and deriving insights so they can communicate this to stakeholders. And they leverage tools like Excel, Power BI, Tableau, SQL, and the likes of them. Now, the data analyst's job stops at that point where they analyze the data, notice certain trends, patterns within the data, and communicate that to stakeholders. And then for the data scientists, they take things a step further, where they begin to apply advanced analytical tools like Python, the programming language. Now, when I say Python, don't get scared, all right? It's a programming language, and in my opinion, one of the easiest programming languages out there. So we train you on Python and how you can apply it for advanced analytics, applying or using the Python programming language for developing predictive machine learning projects, as well as computer vision and natural language processing projects. So all of this is designed to make sure that you have well-rounded skills to excel within these spaces. Now, just a brief recap once more. The data engineer is focused on building pipelines for storage and access to data. So they make sure the data is accessible. Think of them like the storekeeper, right? They make sure the data is within the store. They make sure that whoever needs the data can access it with the right permissions. The data analyst can analyze this data, retrieve insights from them, and communicate that to the business. And then the data scientist can do that as well as develop predictive models. And what they simply do is develop models that can predict future outcomes based on the patterns and trends that are observed within the data. Right? If all of this is making sense to you, just type a one in the chat. If you're still with me, it's making sense, type a one in the chat. All right, fantastic, fantastic. We have the financial analytics and HR analytics, right? And these are specific niched out analyst roles. Think of them as data analysts, or they have some of these data analytics skills, but they also have skills in very specific niched out they have skills in very niched out career paths. The financial analyst is focused within the financial market. So they also have skills like Excel, Power BI, and SQL for analyzing data, but then their focus is analyzing data around the financial space. So they also pick up skills around financial accounting fundamental, financial analysis, financial modeling, valuation, and so on and so forth. So their skills are majorly focused on analyzing data around the financial and accounting space. Now, the HR analyst is also similar, just similar to the financial analyst. They also pick up on skills around, you know, um, Excel, Power BI, SQL for analyzing data, but they also understand how to leverage these tools and skills in managing employees and metrics around employee performance. So they also understand things like, performance evaluation, attrition metrics, compensation analysis, collaboration, recruitment tracking, and so on and so forth. So they understand these concepts. You learn about these concepts as well as, how to analyze data around these areas. All right. So Stella Orons is asking, please, how can I speak to a coach? All you have to do is fill the form, right? There's going to be details on how you can actually speak to a coach. So all you have to do is just go on to fill the form, and would actually reach out to you. All right. So don't worry, just fill the form, would actually be reaching out to you. Right. So besides all of these tracks, we also have the cybersecurity expert, just like Tayo, who presented a moment ago. You'll be learning about things around safeguarding systems, all right, securing systems, digital assets within an organization, how you can, test for vulnerabilities within systems, how you can detect threats, right? How you can, combat hackers that are trying to break into the system of the organization and the likes of that. We also have the DevOps engineering, which is focused on bridging the gap between development and operations. All right. Which hence the name DevOps, right? Basically bridging the gap between development and operations. So you'll be picking up on skills around development of systems, software, and so on. So the goal or the objective here is making sure that you are able to integrate development and operation, so you understand the life cycle of development and how exactly the necessary testing is done, how exactly the necessary containerization and deployment of projects are meant to be done, as well as how that plays out in terms of the operationability of these work. All right. We also have product design, which is focused on developing products that are useful and are intuitive, and products that actually meet the market demand. So it goes into, UI, UX, into, understanding customer experience, understanding what the expectations are, studying, UX research, interviews, surveys, understanding customer behavior and patterns and how they interact with a particular product, and making sure that whatever gets designed actually meets the needs of the consumer at the end of the day. So all of this is structured to make sure that you have the technical skills, you have the employability skills, and you are very well equipped and prepared for the job market. If all of this is making sense to you, I would like you to type a 1 in the chat. So far, we've discussed practically every single one of the tech tracks that we have here at Analytics. All right. And we've been able to see a detailed or a breakdown of, what are the skills that are required for me to actually succeed within this space. All right. If all of this is making sense to you and you are finding it really interesting and you are actually getting ready to get started in this journey. All right. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So how exactly can you get started? Now we have an understanding of what the technical skills are that are required. We also have an understanding of the soft skills that are also required to actually get into this space. All right. We also understand that for us to get into this space, we need to work on projects. All right. We need to work on projects. So how exactly can we get started on this journey? As of right now, Tenalytics is running a 50% discount on the program. We have a cohort starting on the 10th of January. All right. So Adiola says, I am already on my journey. I chose the business analytics course. That's fantastic. It's great to have you on board, Adiola. So we have a cohort starting on the 10th of January, like I said, in 2026. And you can actually get started with this cohort by paying 50% of the price. Right now, the cost of the program is $8,200. All right. The program costs $8,200. And for you to get into this space, you can get into the program and actually get started by paying half the price. So instead of paying $1,200, you actually can get started on the journey by paying just $600. What I'm going to do right now is to share my screen. My colleagues are already sharing the link in the chats as to how you can actually go about the process of, securing your slot and taking advantage of the 50% discount that's currently running on the program. What I'm going to do right now is to go on to share my screen and actually walk you through the process of how you can get started securing your slot for the next cohort that starts on the 10th of January. All right. So let me go on to share my screen. And now we can go into, how can you get yourself onboarded? How can you get yourself on track? How can you get yourself into the program so you can take advantage of the 50% discount while enjoying all the full benefits of being on the Tenalytics program? So how exactly can you get started? My colleagues are already sharing the link in the chat. All you have to do is click on that link, and that brings you on to the page that I am currently sharing on my screen. All right. Now, just like my partner mentioned earlier, we are being generous in the festivities, and there's currently a 50% discount, and we are currently we are celebrating our 5 years anniversary, and so we have this 50% discount running at the moment. All you have to do is click on the link. It brings you up to this page, and you can go on to go through this process along with me. So once you get to this page, what you want to do is scroll down, right? And whichever one of the tracks you find yourself interested in, if you don't have anyone in mind right now, you can go on to book a session, or you're not sure, right, of which one of the tracks, might be best for you. You can take the test, just as my colleagues have shared the links. You can as well book a clarity session where you get to converse with our team of experts who will be giving you expert advice on what track might be best for you. So all you have to do is click on the link if you want to get enrolled, or if you want to secure your slot for the 50% discount. All you have to do is click on the link, which brings you to this page. Now I'm going to select the data science track. Maybe that's a bit biased because I lead the data science team, but yeah, whichever track you're interested in, it's pretty much the same process. Simply go onto that track and click on buy now. All right, scroll down, go to that track, click on buy now for that specific program. Now, once you do that, it takes you onto the next page. What you want to do on this next page is simply to go on and click on enroll now. Click on this button that says enroll now. Now, once you get here, you want to fill in all of these details: your full name, email address, your phone number, and then check this box here that says I have this box here. Make sure you check it and click on create account. And please make sure you create time to go over the terms and conditions of enrolling into the program. So simply go on to click on this. It takes you on to the page where you can actually go on to make payments and secure your slot within the program. Now, I mentioned that there's a 50% discount currently running. However, there's a limited number of slots available for this discount. All right. There's a limited number of slots available. So for you to actually take advantage of the 50% discount, you actually have to be amongst the first set of people that are enrolling into the program. So we have 20 slots available for each tech track. All right. So for each one of the tech tracks, we have 20 slots available. So in order for you to take advantage of this 58% discount, you have to be amongst the first 20 people to enroll for that specific tech track. So if you want to take advantage of this discount, you have to jump into the website right now and go on to secure your slot. So once you get to this page, all you want to do is scroll down. I mentioned that there's a cohort starting on the 10th of January. There's also another one starting on the 7th of January. And for both of these cohorts, you actually can enjoy the 50% discount. However, you have to secure your slot before the number of slots for the program you're interested in runs out. So if you're not sure, you can just go on to pay for anyone that you see might be interesting, and then you can go on to have a conversation with a career coach and then make a change to this later on. If you've made up your mind on what track you want to get into, you can go on to secure your slot for that specific track. Now, like I explained, there's a 50% discount running, and you have the unique opportunity of spreading out that payment. The program spans for 6 months. You have the opportunity of spreading out that $600 that you're meant to pay over a period of up to 4 months. So you don't have to pay the full $600 upfront. You can actually spread it out up to 4 months of installments. So if you decide to pay the full price upfront, that's awesome. You can pay in 2 months, you can pay in 3 months, you can pay in 4 months. That allows you to pay small installments over the period of the 4 months. So you can pay in 2 months, paying $270 for each month, and you'll be done. You can pay in 3 months, paying $200. You can pay $150 per month for the period of 6 months. All right. So if you're undecided, you can just go on to secure your slot with only $150. All you have to do to take advantage of this opportunity is to pay only $150 and you're able to secure your slot. Now, I've explained that there's an opportunity to spread out this payment up to 4 months. If you decide to pay the full price upfront or pay in 2 installments, you actually have an extra discount that is being applied. All right. So if you're paying in for 3 months or 4 months, you end up paying a total sum of $600. But if you're paying the full price upfront, or if you're paying in 2 months of installments, you actually enjoy a further discount on your payment. So you don't end up paying 600, but instead you end up paying $540. You can come in here and change this to pounds so you can see the equivalent in pounds. Instead of paying a total of 460 pounds, right? Sorry, a total of 920 pounds, you actually end up paying 460 pounds, which is the 50% discount, and you can actually pay in installments. And should in case you decide, oh, I want to pay the full price up front, you end up paying 414 instead of 460 pounds. That's an amazing offer, right? That's an amazing offer already on the program. All right. So if you're already securing your slots, I would like you to type that in the chat. If you're securing your slots already, just type a one. If you're securing your slots for the 50% discount already, just type a one. If you're sure you're enrolling, that's awesome. Stellaro, I'm confused on how to pronounce this name. I hope it's fine if I just call you Stella. All right. All right. So Johnny's asking, so you have a previous background in HR analytics. What I would advise for you to do is take the test that my colleagues are sharing on the chat, and then I'll also recommend you booking the one-on-one session, right? The career support session, the clarity session. We would have a much more in-depth conversation, right? So hopefully if you meet me in the session, right, you and I can have a proper conversation around that, right? If not, you'd also be meeting, my colleagues who are also seasoned professionals within the space, and they'll be giving you expert advice. So just make sure that you are securing your slot. All right. So Harry says, I paid already to start in January. Can I move it to February? Yes, that's absolutely possible. All right. You can actually move that to the February cohort. All right. You can actually move that into the February cohort. All right. So for everyone else that's yet to secure their slots and you're interested in getting started, please go on to follow through this process. Go on to click on apply discount. And then that takes you on to the next page. Here you actually get to, select how the payment is going to go. Right now, I have this in pounds, right? So whatever currency you are using, you can actually switch between currencies and see the equivalent in your specific currency. All right. So you can go on to make payments. And you can also adjust the dates, right, for your subsequent payments. So if you look at this, okay, I actually selected the full payments. Let me actually take a step back and take the installmental payment so I can explain All right, so I'm just going to take the 4 months and I'll leave this to be in Naira. Apply the discount. All right, so coming onto this page, all I need to do is come on here and I can actually go on to pay now. But before I do that, I can as well adjust the dates for my next billing. So the first billing is going to be made today. If I'm making payment tonight, I can actually have the first billing made today, and then I can edit the dates for the next or subsequent payments. All right, there's a specific range which I can select from, but then I have the flexibility to adjust the dates for the next billing and next payment. All right, so I can decide, oh, I get paid on, the 31st of December, so I can make the next billing to be on New Year's Day, and then I can save that. And all subsequent payments will basically follow the same sequence. All right. And with that, I'm pretty much done. All I have to do is click on the button that says pay now. Sorry, check these boxes and then click on the button that says pay now. Again, very important. Make sure you go over the terms and conditions. All right. You can open that in a new page and make sure you go over that. So once you open up the page, you can go on to select what payment, what method of payment you'd like to go forward with. And as soon as you select the best one for you or the most conducive one for you, you go on to make payment and you would have secured your slot for the next cohort for the program and also enjoy the 50% discount on the program. All right. This is amazing, right? If you're excited for the journey, if you're excited to experience everything that we have discussed this evening, I would like you to type a 1 in the chat. If you're already securing your slots, I would like you to just type good to go. If you're securing your slot already, I'd like you to type good to, or should we stick to our slogan for this evening, right? Show workings. Yeah. I think we should stick to our slogan, show workings. All right. Adiola said she was good to go from yesterday. Stella is good to go. Adiola is good to go. Araba is good to go. This is fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. It's really awesome to see that we are all, securing our slots, and getting ready to get started on this journey into the tech space. I promise you, it's going to be an amazing experience. There's a lot packed right into the session. You have to be committed to the entire journey, to the entire experience. And trust me, you'd have a wonderful time here at Tenalytics. All right. So, Lizzie says I am already on the course. Can I add to my LinkedIn that I'm a business analyst? Yes. Yes, please. Yes, please. Go on to LinkedIn, put it on your profile there. Yes, I am a business analyst. All right. I am a business analyst. Yes. Yes, please. Go onto your LinkedIn, put it up there. And you start networking. All right. You start putting out content. We have the 90 days consistency challenge. All right. So you start networking, and interacting with, Tenalytics, with your peers, with, other people within the space as well. All right. Okay, I think I see a question about COS. So Araba, if I'm interpreting COS correctly, are you referring to the certificate of sponsorship? Okay, okay. So we don't give a COS. However, when you're applying to whether a job or even for a visa, we can actually provide a reference or recommendation letter for you. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Araba? Yeah. Yeah. So we provide reference letters for, if you're applying for a visa, if you're applying for a job, if you're applying to school, we can provide a recommendation letter for you. All right. All right. So I think I'll take 1 or 2 more questions and then we can call it a day. Is the job list on the dashboard? Okay, so the job lists are made available on your Google Classroom. All right, they're made available on your Google Classroom as well as the recordings of every single session that we have. So through the live classes that I mentioned, which are practical, all of these sessions are recorded and made available to you on the Google Classroom, as well as the, job links. Okay. So every session, live class, mentorship, drop-in session, every single one of the sessions are recorded and available on the Google Classroom. Araba says, I'm already in UK, so I need a job where they can prove COS, please. So what we can do is, you can go on to look out for the jobs that we are making available to you. And you already have your work cut out for you, right? Focusing on jobs that actually offer sponsorship. All right. So what would you do is provide a recommendation so you can be able to secure that job. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense, Araba? All right, awesome. Do we have a physical office in the UK? So everyone is working remotely, but you can we actually have an address you can actually, get in touch with, all right? But we are all working remotely, considering the fact that we're a global organization and we have, people across the globe. We have staff across the globe. We have students across the globe as well. All right. Nonetheless, we are registered. Okay. All right, so Telanalytics is registered. We actually accredited for trainings within the US, right? So we have it. At the end of your training, you actually get a certification that is accredited by the American Council of Training. All right, so Telanalytics is registered in the US, in the UK as well as in Canada, and Amidari is registered in the UK. So you'd actually be getting a certificate that is actually accredited and recognized by the government. All right. Okay. So this has been an awesome experience so far. It's been really amazing speaking to every one of us. Idopisa says, what's the time frame for the start of the AI engineering training? So we, at the moment, do not have a dedicated AI engineering training. However, we do have a data science track that basically gives you that entry into the AI space. So you start learning about machine learning, which are predictive models that can automate text, automate tasks and activities, which is pretty much an introduction to developing AI models and AI systems. Right. So we do not have a dedicated AI engineering as of right now, but we have the data science track, which is the closest alternative. All right. It's been awesome. Okay, I think Araba is asking for the attendance form. Right, so my colleagues will be sure to make that available in the chat. All you have to do is click on it, fill the form, and we'll be sure to reach out to you. If you also need, extra guidance as to deciding which track might be right for you, what you can do is secure your slot right now. Just pick any program and then have that conversation. And when we're done with that, you can actually go on to change that to the specific track that you're interested in. The reason why I'm asking you to do that right now is so that you are securing your slot, right? So you're securing your slot for the 50% discount and then you don't miss out on that. Okay? All right. So it's been a wonderful experience so far. It's been awesome speaking to every single one of us on the call. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the holidays, and I'll be looking forward to seeing every one of us on the program in January. Let's all have a wonderful evening and take care, everyone. Bye for now.